we're diving into the fascinating world of Francis Bacon, the Renaissance thinker who revolutionized how we think, write, and understand truth itself.
And what's really incredible is that his ideas weren't just theoretical, they literally changed how we approach knowledge and science.
Born in 1561 in London, Bacon came from a pretty well-connected family, right?
Yeah, his father was Sir Nicholas Bacon, the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal under Queen Elizabeth. But interestingly, despite these connections, Francis actually struggled financially for most of his life.
That's surprising for someone who reached such high positions. I mean, he became Lord Chancellor of England.
Exactly. But what really sets Bacon apart wasn't his political career, it was his revolutionary approach to knowledge and writing.
Let's talk about his writing style. I hear it was pretty different from what was popular at the time.
Oh, completely different. While most Elizabethan writers were using this really ornate, flowery language, Bacon went in the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he believed that if someone's writing was muddled and unclear, it meant their thinking was muddled too. So he developed this incredibly precise, concise style.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Take this famous line from his essay Of Studies: "Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man." That's 3 profound ideas packed into just a few words.
Wow, that's incredibly efficient writing.
And that's what made his essays so revolutionary. They were like these concentrated packets of wisdom that people could actually use in their daily lives.
So they were kind of like Renaissance self-help books?
In a way, yes. He wrote about everything from friendship and love to ambition and studies, but always with this practical worldly wisdom.
And these essays were pretty popular, right?
They were huge. He first published them in 1597, and they were so successful that he kept expanding them. The final collection in 1625 had 58 essays.
But Bacon wasn't just about writing essays, was he?
Not at all. He's actually considered one of the fathers of modern science because he developed what we now call the scientific method.
Wait, really? The scientific method?
Yeah, before Bacon, people mostly followed Aristotle's approach. They thought if smart people just discussed something long enough, they'd find the truth.
That sounds not very scientific.
Exactly. Bacon said no. You need actual evidence from the real world. You need to observe, experiment, and test your ideas.
So he basically invented the way we do science today?
He laid the groundwork. He called for this great reformation of knowledge that he called the Great Instauration.
What was that about?
He divided it into 6 parts, kind of like the 6 days of creation in the Bible. It was this huge plan to advance human knowledge and create new inventions to help mankind.
That's incredibly ambitious.
It was. And what's fascinating is that he saw this scientific advancement as almost a religious duty, a way of restoring humanity's dominion over nature.
That's such an interesting way to reconcile science and religion.
And it was revolutionary for its time. He argued that investigating nature wasn't against divine law, it was actually fulfilling it.
Let's talk about his impact on literature. I mean, he's called the father of the English essay, right?
Yes, and what's remarkable is how he completely changed prose writing. He showed that you could be profound without being flowery.
I've heard his essays are full of these really quotable lines.
Oh yeah, like knowledge is power, that's Bacon. Or some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested.
That's such a vivid way to describe different types of reading.
And that was his genius, making complex ideas accessible through these memorable metaphors.
Did he write about practical things too?
Absolutely. He wrote about revenge, ambition, friendship, all these very human topics, but always with this clear-eyed, practical wisdom.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. He wrote that revenge is a kind of wild justice, acknowledging the natural impulse for revenge while warning against it.
That's really insightful. He's not just condemning it, but understanding why people feel that way.
Exactly. And that's what made his essays so powerful. They weren't just moral lectures. They were deep insights into human nature.
It's amazing how relevant his insights still feel today.
That's because he was writing about fundamental human experiences and challenges that haven't really changed.
But his career had quite a dramatic end, didn't it?
Yes, he was actually charged with corruption while serving as Lord Chancellor and had to leave public office in disgrace.
That must have been devastating for someone in such a high position.
It was, but in a way it led to something positive. He focused more on his writing and philosophical work after that.
So his personal setback might have actually benefited future generations?
Exactly. Sometimes our greatest failures can lead to unexpected opportunities.
That's quite profound. Let's talk about his legacy. How do you think Bacon would view the modern world?
I think he'd be amazed by how his scientific method has transformed the world, but he might also be concerned about how we use knowledge.
What do you mean?
Well, he believed knowledge should be used to benefit humanity. He might question whether we're always using our scientific advances for the right purposes.
That's a really good point. His ideas about the responsibility of knowledge seem more relevant than ever.
And that's what makes Bacon so fascinating. He wasn't just interested in knowledge for its own sake, but in how it could improve human life.
As we wrap up, what do you think is Bacon's most important lesson for modern readers?
I think it's his belief that knowledge and wisdom should be practical and useful, not just abstract ideas.
That's something we could probably use more of today.
Definitely. In a world of information overload, his emphasis on clear thinking and practical wisdom is more valuable than ever.
Well, that brings us to the end of today. Himself might say, it's not just about knowing more, it's about using what we know wisely.
And maybe next time you're facing a challenge, ask yourself what Bacon